Hi everyone. I made a video about what you should do to during a cold start. It's wintertime here in Kansas City, and a lot of people want to know how they should warm up their engine, what's best for the engine. So I made a video talking about the best course of action for warming up your engine, and the fact that you don't need to let the car idle to warm up the engine. In fact, that's worse for the engine than actually just getting in, starting it up, waiting a few seconds, and driving gently until the engine's warm. So here's the reason why. I've got here, this is a piston. This, when on a cold startup, say it's below freezing, this is contracted. These piston rings that seal against the cylinder wall, they are contracted as well, and so is the engine block. If it's cold soaked overnight, below freezing, it's going to be in a contracted state as well. So what happens when you start the car on that cold morning? The piston starts to heat up and expand, and these piston rings expand too. So in those first few moments, the piston the clearance between the piston rings and the cylinder walls is smaller than it should be, and that's where the damage can happen. So, or extra wear. The most wear happens in the beginning. On a cold start, the colder it is, the more wear. So the goal really is to heat up the entire engine to operating temperature as quickly as possible. So when this piston starts to heat up and expand, this is lightweight. There's not a lot of mass here, so this can expand to its full size faster than the engine block. The engine block is large. It has a lot of mass. It's solid metal, either cast iron or aluminum. And the engine block takes a lot longer to warm up than the pistons. So during that first couple minutes, what's happening is this piston is expanded and the clearance is smaller, so this can scrape against the cylinder walls and cause wear. It causes cylinder taper. It causes the inside of your cylinder to be out of round, out of true, and just wear out your engine faster like this. It scraped the sides. You can see the wear on this old piston. So the goal actually is to get the entire engine, the block and the pistons, all warmed up to the operating temperature as quickly as possible. That I call it the danger zone, when these are expanded right away and the engine block is still cold. The best way to get your engine warmed up completely and reduce the amount of wear to almost zero when it's fully warmed up is to start driving it. When you first start your car on a cold start, you don't want to rev the engine above 3,000 RPMs, and you really don't want to rev it at all with no load. Basically, so if it's sitting in driveway and park, there's no load, the engine's kind of free spinning. If you rev it up right away, that's going to do more damage than warming it up gradually by driving it. So the difference could be if you start driving your car right away after starting it, that could get the entire engine block and pistons and everything warmed up in 3 or 4 minutes. And if you let it idle in your driveway, warming up slowly, that engine is staying in the danger zone for 10, 12, 15 minutes. It might not even get up all the way to operating temperature if it's really cold, just by sitting there. So I know some people, when they do the remote start, they will start the car, let it run, and then that remote start might have a timer where it times out and shuts the engine off, and then they'll start it up again and just let it idle even more so that the interior of the car is nice and warm when they go out in there. I understand people do that. Me personally, I'm dressed for working outdoors in all weather, so when I get in my car and it's 0 degrees, I'm dressed for that working, being out in 0 degrees, so the temperature inside my car isn't much of an issue. But for people who are going to an indoor job or church or shopping or whatever, they're not going to be dressed for that. They want to get into a car that's nice and warm, and I understand that. But the point is, idling your car on a cold startup keeps the engine running in the danger zone where there's more damage happening for a lot longer. That's why we recommend people just get in their car, drive it gently for the first few miles, and your engine will be warmed up faster. It'll be out of that danger zone, less wear and tear on the engine, and you'll have a happier engine and a happier life because you won't be spending as much on rebuilding your engine all the time. So I hope this is useful information to you. If you have any questions, just let me know in the comments and I'll answer them for you. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.